In this lesson, let's discuss Case Manager user preferences. Those Case Manager user preferences are located in the Case Manager section. So all the way at the end here, we're going to select Case Manager user preferences. You can select your default page. So every time you open a case in Case Manager, so select that little yellow folder there, you can have it open on details, designations, exhibit labels. If there's a particular page you always go to or you want to set as the default, you can. We typically go with details, and that is the default assignment. You can also remember last location if you want to kind of use it that way. Your default case data repository path. Now you want to keep this pretty stable, right? These are where all your case data will remain. If you were coming over from our older version of Trial Director, that was kind of an absolute location where you saved it was where you saved it. Now when we load documents into Trial Director here, they save to a different location, and so that way they can pull up a little bit easier, kind of change the way they are saved. Now, I have mine on my local computer, right? My users' public documents. You're going to want to do it at a shared location. Now, the reason why you want it as a shared location is so that way everyone has potential access to that. And I'm very careful to say potential because remember, you do need to assign your case as a data sync case and allow people and invite people over to that data sync case. So you do want to put this in a public area so people have the potential to access it should they have a case that's data sync assigned and they are assigned to it. So because mine is a training location, because we're not shared with anyone, there's no shared location I can save to, I do have mine on the desktop. This isn't a location you really want to change. There's possibility you could change it if you wanted to move it for each case. Typically, we don't recommend doing that. You could get kind of confused and lost and have to constantly go back and forth to find it. Data sync interval, we can check for data syncing and uploads and downloads every 5 seconds all the way up to 30 seconds. I have mine set for 5. I believe the default is 15. Now your data sync network store path. This is where if the case is data synced, this is where it's going to save. This location has to be the same exact location for everyone. When you initially download Trial Director, it's going to ask for that data sync network path. Everyone has to point to the same exact path. So if I installed my machine as corp local DFS prof services TD data sync repos, standing for repository, everyone has to be on that same path every time they download Trial Director or install Trial Director on their machines or their trial laptop. So be mindful that before you download it on anyone's PC or a trial laptop, pick a location that everyone will have access to. It does need to be a UNC path because if it's not a UNC path, then you have those map drives, and sometimes on laptops, map drives can be different letters, or you may have mapped it a little bit differently on one PC than the other. So you do want to be mindful of that. Use a UNC path where everyone can access it. Everyone is going to the same place. That, again, because it's on initial install, you can't change after the fact. It is blocked out. If you wanted to change that path because you accidentally installed it incorrectly or didn't point it to the right location, you're going to have to do a complete uninstall of Trial Director. Make sure you take away that data network store path and any other items that get left behind. If you have questions, you can definitely call support to kind of make sure you've got everything off there and then download again. If you did not get everything off there, it will go back and go to that same path that you accidentally or unintentionally assigned it to. So you do need to make sure you do a complete uninstall. I'm going to hit save, and that is Case Manager User Preferences. Thank you so much for attending.